I want to tell you guys a story. Back in the late 90s, when I was younger, more naive and more willing to take risks, I decided that I would chase a girl that I had a crush on pretty much around the world, halfway around the world. And so I took a second job to save up some money, and when I was all ready to go, I went to buy a fragrance to take with me to wear, something I hadn't tried before. And back in 1999, this fragrance had only just been released here in Australia. You could only find it in one department store. It was pretty exclusive, and probably paid about $80 for the bottle, which would have been pretty expensive back then. That fragrance was Bvlgari Black by Bvlgari, and I'm going to do a review of it after this. So Bvlgari Black was released in 1998. I got this in 99, as I said, so I had a vintage bottle, and when I smelled it, it was like nothing I'd ever smelled before when I was comparing it to a lot of the stuff that I'd smelled and had at the time. And you have to understand that I was not as enthusiastic or passionate about fragrances as I am right now. So I'd been wearing stuff like Jean Paul Gaultier, Le Male and Yves Saint Laurent Jazz, and prior to that I'd had Fahrenheit, which was pretty unique at the time as well, and Lagerfeld Classic. And so when I smelled this, I wanted, let's face it, I wanted something sexy, and like a lot of young guys do today, they might watch a YouTube channel and get told that something will get them compliments and attract the ladies, and I thought this would do the trick. Now, 20 odd years on, I know a lot better than that, but I still love this fragrance. And part of the reason I love it is because I have that sentimental attachment to it. But going beyond all of that, this smells still unique to me, and basically I want to just break it down a little bit. It's been around for a long time. A lot of people have done reviews on this fragrance, and like I'm going to be doing, like I did in my last video, I will put links to 3 reviews in the description for this fragrance, so you can check them out after you've watched my review. So Black was created by perfumer Annick Menado for Bvlgari. Now she is responsible for some of my favorite fragrances. She has created Bois d'Argent for Christian Dior, Patchouli 24 for Le Labo, Body Kuros for Yves Saint Laurent, as well as one of my favorite women's fragrances, Lolita Lempicka. Now I'll run a list of notes across the screen as per usual for Bvlgari Black. By now a lot of you might be familiar with what this fragrance is all about. I will spray some on to open with. This is actually my scent of the day today, and I've been enjoying it. So in this is a current formulation. So in this current formulation, I'm picking up at the beginning. There is on that spray there was a lot of alcohol, but as that burns off, you basically get this famous rubber accord. I get it immediately in the opening, and when you spend some time smelling it and getting it into your brain, you realize that it's to me it's a combination of the green tea and possibly the citrus in here. I think it's bergamot, and it creates this lovely light rubber accord. It's clean rubber. It's not smoky in any way. It's completely pleasant. And then as that develops, this is a phase where this fragrance gets into a more white floral phase. You definitely get jasmine as well as a light rose. Okay, so they're combined. Neither of them are really dominant in this phase, but this, a few minutes after the opening, is when this gets its most feminine, and on that point I'd like to say that this fragrance, even though I think when I first bought it, it was in the men's fragrance section, this is 100% straight down the line a unisex fragrance. To me, at no point does it lean a little feminine or a little masculine, and that's one great thing about this. And this was released not long after Calvin Klein released one, which was supposedly one of the first, mainstream designer unisex fragrance. And I think this is certainly unisex. I know a lot of women that like wearing this, and obviously a lot of men still wear it. And it might also be the type of fragrance that smells slightly different to on different skin, more so than a lot of other fragrances. So I am a believer in skin chemistry affecting the way this smells. Now, one interesting observation when I was doing the testing for this was that when I decided, because I might have had something else on my skin, I decided to spray some on a test strip, and it was completely different. The opening on a piece of card was so much brighter, and what that would suggest to me is that if you're trying this out in a store, that you should definitely spray it on your skin, because you might get a completely different impression than if you're smelling it off the strip. It didn't smell bad, but it was very, very different opening on the test strip, the Bvlgari Black. So please test this on your skin. Basically, once you get past that more floral phase, it really, to me, moves into just this lovely, clean, new leather accord, and it's not a leather, strong, old leather like Tuscan leather or other dirtier leather accords. This is very clean. This is new car leather seat clean, but you're also able to smell all the other plastic and rubber in the new car. It's very pleasant, and it's also quite a futuristic smell. The bottle design is fantastic. I think it is in perfect harmony with the juice inside. It is an enigmatic smell when you're wearing it. It's also the type of smell that if you get close enough to someone, you want to know more about them. It's a type of smell that has an air of mystery, and like I said, it's, to me, the one good word to describe it is futuristic. It is still unique, even though this came out in 1998. Nothing quite like it that I have smelled really has come close to this. Now, the only qualm I have is that it's obviously, to my nose, been reformulated, and not so much affecting the actual smell. I remember my original bottle was Beast. It lasted easily 10 hours. And this current formulation, I'm lucky to get about 6 hours, and it's a very close skin scent pretty much. However, these days this is found relatively cheap. In Melbourne, I can get a 100ml bottle, I think, for around $40 to $50, and I can still find it in stores. This is only a 30ml, but I want to get a bigger bottle because I just have the feeling it's going to become more scarce as time goes on, because I don't even know if this has been discontinued or not. There could be just a bunch of old stock in stores at the moment. You can still find it online as well. occasions. This isn't, I wouldn't describe this as, I guess this leans more to a formal than casual, although it's completely fine for casual. So I also think any age can wear this. I think it's like really good young person scent as well as mature person like myself. Probably colder weather suits this a lot better because I'm not sure how that smell of leather and rubber goes in extreme hot weather once your skin heats up. And you know, like you also get, as it goes on, you start to get this lovely mix of amber and vanilla and musk, nice clean musk. And it's absolutely beautiful to my nose. I wish it lasted longer, but it's not too expensive. And that was my take on Bvlgari Black. I hope you enjoyed. Please check out Katie Puckrick's, one of my favourite reviews of this fragrance is from Katie Puckrik. Mark from Robes08 breaks it down into a lot of detail, and also a great review from Cody, Dracdoc, and they're all in my description. Bvlgari Black.